Howdy, everybody. I haven't made a true music video in a while, so doing really brief, probably live stream. Got a stack of albums here that I've been kind of listening to over the last several days, and I can kind of got a couple things over Christmas break that I haven't really shared with anybody. But here I have Phil Keaggy, "Town to Town," which is a classic album from, let's see, what year? So late 70s? Nope, it's 1981. I always think this one's late 70s, but it's 1981. Really good album. If you don't know Phil, one of the best living guitar players, Christian artist, but he does do kind of instrumental music, all kinds of other stuff. I picked this one up at my favorite record store in Iowa City. It's emerging. I think this is the first copy that I found of it. A friend of mine back many years ago introduced me to this album. It's one of his more obscure albums, but it's so freaking good. It's got Phil Madera on it. A lot of really good musicians, good musicians on this album, and yeah, this is Phil at some of his best. Honestly, really good album. Not super easily available on CD, but I did find an additional copy of this at the same record store, and I ended up giving it to a friend of mine for. I was going to sell it to my record store, or one of them locally, and ran into a really, really good friend of mine, and I was like, "Hey, I know you like Phil. Do you want this album?" And he's like, "Sure." I'm like, "Awesome." And it's great because we have a long history of giving music to each other. So that's just been a really long time. All right. Now I have another dollar album that I got in Iowa City. This was maybe a couple years ago, maybe last year. I can't remember. But I think this one's a more recent find, actually. So it's probably last year, but I got this for a dollar. Hoyt Axton, Free Sailing. Free Sailing, probably not one of his better known albums, but it's really good. I'm trying to see what year it is. 76, maybe? And my eyes suck. So I got this one recently at a Goodwill in Coralville, Iowa. But this is Randy Matthews. All I Am Is What You See. This is like his second or third album. This is like Jesus music from the 70s. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. It was really inexpensive. Chet Atkins, For the Good Times and Other Country Moods. This is one I've had for a while. I have more Chet Atkins than any other artist. Would you believe it? His albums are so easy to find, and he's a great artist, great guitar player. Keith Green, The Prodigal Son. I think in the 70s, Keith Green gave his albums out for free, but I think these were both maybe Goodwill finds or dollar bin finds. I can't remember. This one I've had for several years. Really good album, Leon Russell's first album. I think I paid $5 for it back in the day, and it's in halfway decent shape. It's got a few scuffs, but it plays through just fine. Really, really good album. Great musicians on it. Great playing on it. It does have Song for You, probably his most famous song. It's really good. Yeah, if you haven't heard that one, you need to listen to it. This is a Private Press reissue on Morning Trip Records. This is kind of like an American primitive artist. I think, what is his first name? William Eaton. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this, but this gentleman has created several instruments, and some of them are on this record. This is not his only album, but this is kind of his most famous one. It's a really cool album. It's very kind of just, you get lost in some of the music. William Eaton. It's just called Music by William Eaton. Anyway, I think that's from the 70s, but like I said, it's a reissue. This is something that I've been holding off to buy for a while just because it was $30. Got it in my record store, got it with a gift certificate that my wife got me for Christmas. I'm really happy to finally get this. Came out, I think, last year. Yep, last year. It's Guy Clark Truly Handmade. Um, Now, this label, Truly Handmade, is the record label also. So it is compiled and produced by Rodney Crowell, who is a friend of Guy Clark's. These are all like kind of demos, kind of early demos, and it's really fantastic. And if I heard correctly, there is a live album. I mean, this is volume one, so I'm assuming there could be future volumes. There's a live album, Live in 1970 or something like that, that's going to be coming out on this record label. It also features, other artists that are on this record label, not just Guy Clark, but any future posthumous Guy Clark records are probably going to be on that label. This is something I got. It says $9 on it, but I got it at my record store for free. Dave Brubeck, Angel Eyes, probably not his best album, but it's really good. I don't know what's wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, so I didn't see any warps in it or anything. But I got that in the free bin. As far as the CDs go, Time Off by Steve Gunn. Really kind of versatile artist who's into a lot of cool music. It's kind of introduced me to some interesting artists as far as who he listens to and who he's collaborated with. He's collaborated with Kurt Vile on a few albums. Really good singer-songwriter from the States. Can't remember exactly where he's from. And my hand is red. That dry skin, I tell you what. This is another thing I got with my gift certificate that I've been kind of holding off for a few weeks to buy that I got over Christmas break. This is Love Forever Changes. I think this is like their third album, maybe. But yeah, this is kind of the famous album by them. This has some nice bonus tracks. It's a Rhino, so it's probably, it does sound really good. I also picked up Magic Time. I think that was over Christmas break for just a few dollars by Van Morrison. I almost said Jim Morrison, completely different. I don't know why I almost said Jim. This I got from my son for free. He was getting rid of it. Really cool album. I do like M83, but this would kind of rank high. I mean, I've only heard two of their albums, I think, but this is great. I love this quite a bit. It's got like a bonus disc with it too, but I like this more than my son did, so he gave it to me. Pretty nice of him. And then Elton John, Leon Russell, The Union. I haven't really listened to this album much, but I'm going to. I think I got it several years back for not a lot of money. Anyway, folks, as you can see, there's a pile of other stuff. Record cleaner. Yippee-doo-dah, yippity-doo-dah. Look at that. Blessed by his grace. Some nice some 16th notes there. And a treble clef. Isn't that nice? I hope everybody is doing fantastic. God bless everybody. Here's kind of some of my, this is my special tower of some special music. Got Townes Van Zandt, Cowsills. Let's see what artists. Cowsill related stuff like Blue Shadows, both their albums, Codependence. Really a big Bill Cowsill fan. Continental Drifters, a couple of their albums. Peter Holsapple, who was married to Susan Cowsill and is friends with him. Kind of a good album. Features her on there. So I picked that up, I think, for like $3. Guy Clark, all my Guy Clark CDs, all my 3 Prefab Sprout CDs, even though I'm familiar with pretty much all their releases. I don't really have, I think I've got one Prefab Sprout album. That's their first album on vinyl. It's like a UK. A few Bob Dylan CDs. Got a Fred Neil CD there, I think, which is cool. that came out a few years ago. It's just some demo-y Fred Neil stuff. I love Fred Neil. He's great. I got Wipers box set. All their actually it's their first three albums. I think that includes. I think their first release was an EP, maybe. I got Peter Walker, all my Clifford T. Ward CDs, which I only have three of those. I have several UK albums of his. One of my favorite artists that I need to kind of complete my collection on, I think. Nobody really knows or cares about him, but I really like him a lot. I've got a few Nick Drake CDs, all my Tracy Chapman CDs, which I'm missing one of her albums, and then most of the Towns Van Zandt albums down there in a little $10 Canadian collection. Just thought I'd show you my special music tower. Isn't that exciting, folks? But what can I say, guys? I'm gonna miss Rachel, so just hope, Rachel, that you come back. There's my Reckless Records Chicago. Got Beatles Revolver, Cowsills, Beatles 1964 mug. All right, guys. I think this is it for now. So take care, everybody. God bless. Bye.